This is John for Global Traveler. Today I have the pleasure of talking travel with actress, singer, author, Moon Unit Zappa. How are you this morning?
I'm great. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Very excited about this interview. We're going to definitely talk about your book. You have a memoir coming out soon. We definitely talk about that, but I'd like to get a little background information. As I said, you're an actress, singer, writer. Which one of those or something else? What is your true passion?
I'm also a tea merchant, and if you want to talk passion, probably I have a passion for storytelling and for tea. And tea is it actually is storytelling. That how tea gets to your cup is an amazing journey and a story every time. And the process of actually making tea is it's unique. It's like a Jackson Pollock painting. Each batch is it just goes through a process. It depends on the weather, the territory, the hands that pluck the buds and the leaves. It's a whole thing. Avoiding cobras and elephants to get the tea to the trough, the drying trough. It's a long, wonderful journey. You're drinking a mountain. What's better than that?
What started your journey into tea?
My my mother, Gail, she went to school in England when she was, I think, a high schooler, and she came from military background, and I think they moved there, and she herself had a passion for the cup of tea with milk and sugar, and so that's sometimes what she'd put in our baby bottles.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's a cool, interesting backstory. As I said, you have a book coming out, but you had a book out a while ago called America the Beautiful. It's a novel. I love that book. Now
Thank
it's
you.
been a while since I read it, but I love that book. And you got great reviews on it. Was there
Yeah.
a reason? Why did you not write more then?
Uh, well, the first day of press was September 11th, the September 11th, and I was in the city and being mic'd when the first tower came down, and it was so traumatizing to me, in that Pompeii kind of way, where you put 4 or 5 years into a project and it's gone in a millisecond, and it took me a really long time to process the fact that I had written a book with the word America in the title, and America changed that day.
Yeah.
And so that was a just a weird confluence of events, and it really actually scarred me. And so it did take me a while uh to to be brave and write again and put that much time and love and energy into something. And I also became a parent, and that was more important to me. And in the memoir, parenting is part of the way that I got to redo the childhood I didn't get to have, being the daughter of a rock icon, and all of our collective energies going to support his dreams.
Now, something else from your past, obviously, Valley Girl. People
Mhm.
are still, I mentioned to a few friends, colleagues, I'm interviewing you, and they immediately go, Valley Girl. How cool is that? Or how does that make you feel, like 40 years later that people are still, boom, Valley Girl?
Well, it's really exciting to see that there's waves of new listeners and new ways that voice is traveling. I mean, my favorite version of the media where a Valley Girl is present is I can't think of the actress's name, but on Schitt's Creek, she's hilarious. Her voice really makes me laugh. The voice is on cartoons. It's everywhere, and it's still in in your local neighborhoods. And actually, what's funny is, well, two things. One, I again, I have a tea company called Moon Unit Tea, and I made a special, totally Assam tea to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Valley
Wow.
Girl. And it was the hardest chapters to write. Those were the last. I actually turned the book in to my publisher with nothing about Valley Girl in the book, and they said, something is missing here, and I was completely oblivious to the fact. And then I went back and I was like, oh right, yeah, it was I just it was the last thing I wrote about and some of the hardest to write about.
And I know your dad traveled while performing and traveled all over the place. Did you get to travel much as a youngster?
Not at all. And so it's definitely a value of mine. And I try to take my own kid uh, traveling as much as possible. I try to travel as much as possible because diversity, uh, new cultures, just seeing how other people live, and especially when you grow up in Los Angeles and the export is show business, and other people in other countries don't care. They're not oriented that way, and that's just so nice. I think the first smile I ever got was on a bus in Germany. A stranger looked at me and just smiled. I had to do like a double take, look over
Wow.
my shoulders, and I just thought, oh my God, this woman is smiling at me, a human to another human, just smiling. In LA, if people smile, you're like, what do they want? It's just a different experience.
Kind of the same in Chicago, you know. What places have you been that you really enjoyed, and are there any places that you really want to go, either solo or with your child?
Uh, I went to India twice, once to visit tea gardens and once to go on a yoga retreat in the birthplace of yoga. Uh, and that was amazing. And it is not for everyone. It is not for the faint of heart. It is a very confronting place. I love visiting places with volcanoes. There's something really magical about those lands. There's just something that just feels like it's percolating. I tend to love wetter places. I love to be near water, not necessarily the ocean, but there's something about I growing up in a desert. California is a desert, so I really am drawn to obviously the opposite, lush greenery. So rolling hills instead of uh whatever. I mean, Los Angeles is amazing, but I think when other people come here, they really appreciate it more than I can because like anyone, if you get used
Sure.
to same thing, it's hard to then it's really fun when people come because then you get to see your city in another way.
Exactly. What is the one thing that you must bring with you when you travel, though?
Oh, my tea kit. I have a traveling portable tea kit. I if there's not going to be a kettle, an electric kettle, I'll bring a portable kettle. I'm just a tea fanatic, so that always comes with me. When I get to a city, I like to go to the farmers markets there. That's one of the first things I like to do when I visit a new place.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now getting to your book, you just wrote a book, Earth to Moon. It's coming out, I believe, in a couple weeks, but we'll flash the date up soon. What did that book mean to you? What did you learn about yourself through writing that book?
Well, I think that we uh well, first of all, the book is for anybody that feels like a fish out of water anywhere in their life, and I think that that's the universal part of the story. I think it'll surprise people that uh the Nepo or Nepo, however people say it, I say Nepo, the Nepo baby um uh judgment. I think that people will be surprised that in some cases it's not true. It's just not a real thing. And that was my experience anyway. And I think the surprise for me was that I had to find the ending by going through the process. And so there was a mysterious kind of reveal to me that I hope I instilled for the reader as well. I tried to write it like a police report so that the reader has the visceral experience of being in that world, and it in some ways it's kind of like reading science fiction as well. Uh, but I think going back and bringing my stunted self into present time, that was a very rewarding part of the process.
Now, obviously, as mentioned, I know you had a previous book out, but I just saw on social media you got the copy. You're very excited. What explain that? Like, boom, you see the book. First emotions.
Oh, I mean, it's thrilling that you have a tangible something out of words that are floating around abstractly that then become something tangible. I love I just signed up for a pottery class because it's you have that immediate experience. Books, it just takes a lot longer, and I'm a slow writer, uh, but I think I'm a good writer and a careful writer, and so of course the finished result is thrilling.
And now you're going on a book tour. I know you got several stops in California. You have some in New York, I know. Any chance you'll be coming to Chicago? I have to ask for my own
Yeah,
entertainment.
invite me. Have the bookstores invite me.
Believe me, I'll be pushing it. I would love to meet you. I would love to buy the book at that point to get you to sign it.
Yeah,
Are you
that'd be great.
excited about?
I also had some I made some beautiful bookmarks too, because I know a lot of people have been asking about how can I get a signed copy. So if somebody does buy the book and they are interested, they can just reach out through moonunit.com.
Is there any place that, like on the book tour, any place that you pick just because you want to go there?
Uh, mm, I mean, I just love bookstores. I'd go to all the bookstores. I think probably the Golden Notebook is one I'm most excited about, just because I think that they do an amazing job of really uh, they have an amazing selection and they have amazing people that work there that zero in on something that would be just right for you. It's like visiting a magic shop. They just like immediately zero in and they're like, this one's for you. And they're always quick with an amazing recommendation.
I'm with you. I love bookstores. I decry the how they're changing now. I used to love to just go into books just to feel the book itself, the hardcover, the softcover, whatever. I just love that.
Yeah, and again, I made a tea for the book. It's Earth to Moon Unit tea because I thought, well, it's so much fun to smell a book. Now you can drink a book.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to try that because I have been getting into tea lately. So I will try that and I will post it all for the readers.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Uh, what is next? Well, I definitely need to pause and reset and thaw out. This has just been a really a long endurance run, and so I'm looking forward to daydreaming about what wants to be hatched next. I have a writing partner that I write film and television with, and so we're jumping into a fun project now. So that's
Cool.
something that's little by little working on that. But yeah.
How would you like to be remembered or what are you most proud of?
Oof. I hope that I'm a good parent. I hope that my kid feels loved. That's really important to me.
That's one of the most important things in life. Yeah, absolutely. Before I let you go, again, I really appreciate this. It's been an incredible thrill just to talk to you. Tell everybody where they could find out more information about your book. Tell everybody why they should buy your book.
Well, again, if you have ever felt marginalized or like a fish out of water in your home or in the world, I think that there's some relatable stuff. If you were mad that you grew up within a patriarchy or within a patriarchy within a patriarchy, this book is for you. If you're curious about what it's like to grow up in a celebrity home, if you're curious about my father and you want to hear another human version of him, these are all some of the reasons you could jump in. And you can find it anywhere you like to buy books and also on my website, moonunit.com.
Well, yeah, your explanation book really hit home because I think one of the things I'm really looking forward to is the amount of things that you cover from from your dad's musical career to your fantastic career. Your career has gone all over the place, and it's been amazing, following you, and now even with the tea too. So it's you've had a very interesting career, and I really look forward to reading the book.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I wonder what you'd ask me after reading it. It's going to be interesting. Please keep me posted after you've read it and see if, if you
Oh,
have
I
any other
absolutely
thoughts.
will. I'm always honest with my reviews, but I have very little doubt that I will love this book just by everything you said and the reviews that I've already read from the pre-releases. So,
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself.
and you should be. Thank you very much for your time. I encourage everyone to check out your website, check you out on social media, and buy the book. Check out the book. Hopefully, you'll come to Chicago. I'll see you there. If not, either way, I will be buying the book and telling everybody what I like about it.
I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.